Welcome back, folks, to my slightly sad series of videos about me playing Farming Simulator 19. All I can say is it is one of the most relaxing computer games I have ever played in my life. I'm sure a lot of you following this channel have very busy lives to lead, and for adults who are just looking for a way to chill out and you want a change from just maybe watching telly or something, I found Farming Simulator an amazing way to just switch off. So today we're doing a soybean harvest. I'm hiring the harvester because at this stage I can't afford to buy a harvester, and this is about the biggest one that I can afford to hire, and it's not particularly big, but it'll do the job. The benefit of this one is that it doesn't have a particularly wide header on it, so I can just drive it on the normal roads up to the field that I'm harvesting. If you go for the bigger ones, you're going to have to carry the header on a trailer because they're too wide. And yeah, crashed there. That's what happens when I'm trying to move the mouse around to show you different views of the combine while I'm driving. So I've already driven a tractor and a trailer up to the field, ready to dump the soybeans in once the harvester is full, and it's just a question of driving around and harvesting the field. One thing you can do on more of the monotonous bits of Farming Simulator is that you can set a helper or a worker away to do certain tasks for you. So that's what I've done here. I've set a helper away doing the field, and that's why it's gone off on a weird angle, because the helper AI isn't amazing and it sometimes gets a bit confused, and there's only certain angles that it can do a field at. It won't follow the perimeter of the field. It'll either go kind of horizontally or vertically, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take over from the helper here just to put a headland around the whole field, just to give a bit more room for the harvester to turn round at the top and bottom, and then I can set a helper away doing the rest of it, and I can get on with some other jobs on Farming Simulator while that's going on. But I'm just going to kind of time-lapse through the whole thing. I'll join you again once we're ready to sell some soybeans. If you are planning on getting into Farming Simulator, I highly recommend you get a steering wheel and pedals for your computer or PlayStation or whatever you're using. Trying to operate this machinery using the keyboard is really, really tricky, so doing it with a wheel is much easier. You can pick up wheels for computers relatively cheap these days. I'm actually using an ancient Logitech Driving Force Pro, I think, that I had for my PlayStation 3, and it had literally been sitting gathering dust in a cupboard, and it works absolutely fine on my PC. You also need a reasonable spec PC, not like mega high end, but do check the specs. You need a reasonable graphics card for it. My PC's 7 years old or something. It is quite a good PC, but it is really old. But it doesn't need to be like a £2,000 gaming PC or anything like that. If you check out the specs, you'll work out what you need. I've taken over from the helper on this last little triangular bit on this side because the helper would really struggle with this since I keep going at funny angles and things. And then once we get back onto the normal straight bit, I can set the helper away again. Having said that, I'm now just doing another random perimeter of the field for no reason whatsoever. Sometimes if you've got nothing better to do on your farm, if you've got no other jobs that need doing, it's quite relaxing just driving a combine harvester for a little while. But on really big fields it does start to get a little bit boring, those bits, so you're better off just setting a helper away to do those sort of jobs. I've set the helper away on that last little bit of field, and in the meantime my trailer is full, so I need to head off and sell the soybeans that I've got. At times like this it would be useful to have a silo, and then I could just store all of the soybeans in a silo until the price was at a really good price, and then I could just sell the whole lot and maybe hire a bigger trailer or something like that. But at the minute I can't afford a silo. That's one of the things that I would like to buy, but I'll have to wait. last little bit to take off and sell. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're playing Farming Simulator yourself and you're just starting to get into this because it's just a relaxing thing to do, then do post in the comments and let us know how you're getting on. What farm are you playing on? What equipment have you got? What fields have you got? How are you finding it? Is there any things that you're having problems with? It's a bit of a learning curve, but once you get into it, it is just the most relaxing thing in the world that I've found. Thanks for watching. See you next time.